Come here, Mary Sue.
Good morning, Mrs. Duncan. Is Mary Sue ready?
All families have skeletons in their closets, and some of them closets are just plain thick with bones. Them bones make us forget the truth, and we make up our own version. We do whatever we can, else we gonna sink into a pit of molasses.
Where's Linda Jo?
She's still sleeping in the loft.
I ain't surprised. She had a bad spell last night on account of her 2-year molars coming in. Brooks, you're gonna have to stop this. You know what the doctor done said to you, your seizures and all? One of these days, this drinking's gonna take you out.
No, Dusty. I got a handle. Just need a little hair of the dog. Little hair of the dog didn't never hurt nobody.
Oh, Brooks, that ain't...
I'm going now, Dusty. Not gonna be going long.
Yeah, right. Just like the last time.
You be respectful of your pa, bub. Now that Ma's gone, run off and married that Bob Harker, you're the oldest one here. I got to know I can count on you.
Jimmy, I'm gonna walk to town, 'cause we need some flour and sugar, 'cause I'm fixing to do some baking when it cooled off this afternoon. And I might pick up me some yarn for my knitting while I'm in town too.
There's a couple bottles on the kitchen counter. I owe them to Charlie Collison.
Now you know, Jimmy, I don't get myself involved in that business. I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Morning, Jimmy.
Morning, Jimmy. Y'all ways timely.
It's all here. Thank you, Jimmy.
Seasonable warm for spring, ain't it, Jimmy? Feels like July.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Duncan. You're so right.
I done saw Sally Mae on the road. Looked like she was going to town. And I made a couple dimes this morning selling eggs to the neighbors. It ain't much, but we can use it. So, thank you kindly for them cabbages and peas you've been giving me for my family. Helps keep the wolf from the door, like they say. Especially since my husband done gone off again.
It's all my pleasure, ma'am. Got something special for you today, in case you're interested. Very first of the crop. And some okras that's confused about what time of year it is.
What about them flavor opportunity tomato plants you was going on to me about? You know, the ones that are gonna make people jump up and whistle Dixie.
Like they say, Miss Duncan, there's two things money can't buy. Love and homegrown tomatoes. Fact is, the seedlings in the growing barn are already so beautiful, they knock your eyes out. Want to see them?
I think you're just woofing me now, Jimmy. But I'll take a look. Miss Reese? Morning, Miss Reese.
Good morning, Miss Duncan.
I do need to talk to you again about my problem, Miss Reese.
I understand, Miss Duncan, but please don't ask me anymore. I'm a good Christian woman. I bring life into this world. I don't end it. I'm sorry. I can't help you.
But Miss Reese.
Miss Duncan, I've been up all night delivering a baby. So pardon me. I need to be on my way home now. Good day, Miss Duncan.
I reckon I'll be seeing you in the next few months.
But Miss Reese.
After Mary Sue was born, her mama didn't know what to do with her. The 1940s weren't a time for people like her. So, she spent most of her childhood like a sparrow in the eaves, seeing everything, but never seen.
Mama, can I have a piece of that pineapple? I want to see what it's like.
No. These are for Linda Jo, for her school lunches. You can drink the juice.
That over there on the porch. I do believe my eyes are seeing a nigger. Hey, come here, little nigger gal. I ain't gonna hurt you none. Where you come from? You drink some coffee and it done made you black and ugly?
Did you see that child on the road? She looked half wild to me, all ragged and scared. Ran off like a little rabbit when I just looked at her. Poor little thing.
I ain't seen her, but I did meet our neighbor, Jimmy Brown, when I was coming back from town. He's something of a Gumby to that guy. He's social now.
He colored like us?
Yeah, why you ask me that?
Well, I ain't never lived no place before where I had a colored neighbor on one side and a white one on the other. It ain't natural.
How you gonna get used to it? Jimmy, he got a garden. He sell vegetables. He got a wife called Sally Mae. Maybe you'll make her acquaintance. Now I can see they are other neighbors. Them white folk, they so poor they look like they can't pay attention.
Oh, I'm not worrying myself about them right now. I can't stop thinking about that little girl. I wasn't close enough to get a good look at her, but she appeared to me like she ain't been bathed in months. And her hair, it's a crying shame.
It's gonna be all right, honey.
Did you see that child? You see what I mean? She just half wild. All ragged and scared.
Yeah, that little gal. Look like she getting the short end of the stick.
I seen her running around here even when she ought to be in school. She shouldn't be in the woods like she is. All alone? With all them rattlers everywhere?
You a soft heart, honey. Trying to watch over every child that crosses your path.
Morning, Mr. Brand.
Morning, Jimmy. How's production?
Mighty fine, mighty fine. This new distiller we got, I'm making 10 more bottles a week. We'll be able to move into Midville in no time at all.
That's what I like to hear. I got a fellow up in Midville who's ready to go when you're ready to deliver. But when do you think that'll be?
About middle of next week.
Got anything for me today?
Sure do, sir. Short on cash, about 6 bottles worth this time.
Why's that?
Mr. Duncan, he's sure to pay me.
Mr. Duncan's been drinking more than he's been selling lately. He's been drunk all over town, so what I hear. He's become a liability that needs to be handled.
I do understand, Mr. Brand. Just give it a few more days and I'll take care of it. I know Mr. Duncan's been peeping through his liquors, but he generally straightened himself out.
I don't know, Jimmy, why you keep defending that guy. Mr. Duncan's nothing but a cheap drunk. He's starting to eat into our profits. You're my best producer, so I guess I'll give you a couple of days to get him in line. But then the hammer is coming down.
I do understand, Mr. Brand. I'll take care of it.
Remember, Jimmy, if you can't get him in line, my boys will do it for me.
Mary Sue watched folks do all sorts of things. She only felt scared when she saw things like her white daddy Brooks begging our neighbor Jimmy Brown for more white lightning. Many times she come upon him passed out in the woods. She always wondered why Brooks never seemed to get himself straightened out.
on now. Come back now. Come on. Brooks. Brooks. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? Come on. You stop it right now. Brooks Duncan, you stop it right now. I can't do this by myself.
Even though Brooks was a drunk, he never did hurt Mary Sue. When he died, her brother-in-law Bob saw his chance and moved his family in with him. Things would never be the same for Mary Sue again.
I swear, Ma, ever since we got married, you done changed. Can't do nothing right. You're just like your mama. You ain't do nothing on time. Hurry up with that valise. Shit, Mom! What the hell are you doing? Pick all this shit up. Oh my God, stop your crying. I'll give you something really to cry about. You hear me? Hurry up. I gotta go back into town and find me some work.
If you're looking for work, there's a rich lawyer in town who's probably offering a job. His name is Mr. Quillen Brand. He lives just a few miles from town.
There better be. Right here. Yes. I heard you might have some work available. What kind of work you got in mind? Well, I can do just about anything. Into my wife's mother's house, Mrs. Duncan. Miss Duncan's son-in-law. Real shame what happened to your father-in-law. Well, thank you, sir. Yes, it was a sad day. I just come here to help best I can.
I know you need the work, but this is a small town. There ain't no jobs available. What'd you say your name is?
Bob Hawkins, sir.
You strike me as a man who's willing to work hard. I might have something I can offer you. I got a side business maybe you could help me with. Mr. Duncan was one of my employees, and seeing that he's no longer with us, you might be able to take his place.
But you got to keep it on the down low.
Yes, sir. Well, I need you to come back tomorrow about this time for me.
Okay.
And, talk to my business partner, Jimmy. We'll be round back.
Jimmy runs things for me in this town, as I have businesses in several towns. I can't thank you enough, sir. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow on time. And what do you say his name was, Jimmy? I'll be back here, meet Jimmy tomorrow, too. Thank you, sir.
How'd it go, Bob?
Well, I think I got myself some work. But there ain't shit going on in this godforsaken town. I mean, how I let you convince me to come here, I'll never know. I mean, just right now, some nigger thought he had the right to holler at me. I mean, what kind of place has white folks and niggers living side by side like this on this road right here?
They keep to themselves. They don't bother.
That nigger on the road didn't keep to himself. He's fixing me put in his place, he is.
Please don't start nothing, Bob. We just got here, and my mama wants
Bitch,
to...
I don't need your back talk. I wasn't raised to live with no niggers. Let's hear supper.
Since Brooks died, ain't got much to go around.
This nigga's your business partner? Mr. Brand, I hate to tell you, but I think you're doing business with the wrong folks. I ain't working with no nigga.
Hold it right there, Bob. You're looking hard for work, right? But from what I can see, you ain't got no rich uncle who's gonna step up and buy your victuals for you. Am I right? And don't look to me like you can stay away too long without your booze. So I suggest you change your thinking here. And I can tell you, there ain't no other work available in this town. Jimmy here sees that we're supplied with white lightning real steady like. Your job is selling. Get 1 bottle free for every 3 you sell, and some cash on the barrelhead besides. Of course, if you're not interested, I'm sure there are other...
No, sir. I'll take the job. I gotta feed my family.
Until his untimely demise, your father-in-law, Mr. Duncan, had no problem working with Jimmy. So I reckon you shouldn't either. Plenty of fellas looking for work. You're just lucky you're Mr. Duncan's kin. And I'm a generous man. You will be dealing with Jimmy to get your supplies. And if there's any problem at all, you will be dealing with me. And I assure you that will not be a happy moment for you. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, sir. Maud, I don't understand. Why I gotta work with that nigga neighbor of ours, Jimmy Brown? I mean, he's in cahoots with that damn lawyer back in town. If we want to eat, I got no choice. It's damnation. I'm taking Mary Sue. She can help me with something real quick. Come on.
What do you need Mary Sue's help with, Bob?
Who's the man in this house?
You
What? I can't hear you.
are, sir.
You know what it means to be a man? Means a man is a man! And a man does what he wants! Girl, let's go.
Once Bob started in on Mary Sue, he didn't stop. She tried to stay away from him, but he always seemed to find her. Usually folks mind their own business, but I thank God for giving me the strength to see Mary Sue when everyone else didn't. She was never allowed to talk to anyone, white or black, and this was no life for a child to live.
Hey there, little girl. How you doing? Lord, ain't nobody watching over that child? Something is definitely wrong with that poor girl.
You writing your mama? Tell her about our new place.
No, I just came across that little girl again. It's shameful. Ain't nobody caring for that child. And I can see she ain't going to school. The authorities need to know. She is a child of God, and ain't no child of God should be suffering like that.
Now, it's surely a shame, honey. But we new here in this town. You sure you want to get us tangled up in something like this?
Ain't nobody gonna know who this letter come from. You know me. I got to do what I knows is right.
Jimmy, I done finished selling those few bottles you gave me, so I figured I'd swing by, grab a few more, save myself a trip later.
Good. You here to bring me my money?
I got that back at the house.
I done already give you 2 weeks' worth. And you ain't brought me no money at all. That ain't how we do business. Mr. Brand boy's gonna come around here today asking for your share of the sales, and what I'm gonna tell him?
I told you I got back at the house.
That ain't gonna work for Mr. Brand. I'm telling you, Bob, you digging yourself a hole you ain't gonna never get out of.
Evening, Jimmy.
Evening, Miss Duncan.
Anything growing in the barn you want to show me?
Come on in.
Good morning. I'm Mrs. Wynn from the County Social Service. We got a report about a little colored girl in this area that does not attend school. She's just been running wild, more or less. I thought it might be one of your neighbors hereabout. Could you direct me to, Oh.
You run along now.
Is that your child, Mrs. Duncan?
Yes.
Does she attend school?
No, ma'am.
It's against the law for her not to be in school. There's a school for colored children just down the road.
I couldn't. I mean, there.
I understand, Mrs. Duncan. Maybe we could find a place for her to be with her own kind where she could go to school. Well, I'll be back in a week or two to check on the situation. Good day, Mrs. Duncan.
Bob hasn't done paid me nothing, Mr. Brand. I think he just drinking up the profits. And I'm missing a few bottles from the barn as well.
This ain't how it's gonna go. My boys will take care of this. Where's Maud at?
She'll be back in a few minutes. She's delivering the laundry we did for Mrs. Jones. We barely have 2 nickels to rub together. Bob, it doesn't look like they're paying you too good at that job you got. And you ain't helping us much coming in drunk like this all the time.
You want to talk, Desi. Everybody knows you laid with that nigga Jimmy Brown. He's Mary Sue's daddy. I'm taking Linda Joe.
Not taking Linda too. You are not going to lay a hand on her.
Watch your mouth, woman!
No! Let's try looking for you. I just ran into the middle of the road. What have you done, Bob? Come on.
We're here to talk to Bob.
He ain't here.
You best not be lying to me, ma'am.
I'm telling you, he ain't here. I don't know where he is.
Jimmy! Come on out, boy. Are you the Listen here, Jimmy. I know you're Mary Sue's daddy. I can have you string up faster than flies on shit. Call Killing Brand's boys off me.
Pissed to me, Bob. You just talking through your hat. Anyways, I can't make Quillen Brand do nothing. So you just needs to get off of my property.
Yes?
Pardon me, ma'am. This morning early, my husband and we found a fella dead in the woods by a house. I seen him coming from your house a few times and figured he must be your kin. My husband had gone to town to tell him what happened.
You're my daughter's husband. I has to go.
Mary Sue was relieved when Bob died. At least he would leave her alone now. But she was also worried. If she had learned anything in her young life, it was that no one really cared about her because she just wasn't like anyone.
Good morning, Mrs. Duncan. I'm here to see if you enrolled Mary Sue in school.
No, ma'am, she ain't.
Don't you think it would be better for her to be with her own kind? She could be with a colored foster family where she'd have some kids to play with and she'd be in school.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty then. I have some papers that I'll need you to sign. And I'll get some clothes and some shoes into my car and you can get her ready. I'll be back in a couple hours.
I'm gonna put this on you. That lady from the county is gonna come back and take you off somewhere.
Are you coming too, Mama?
No. You're just... she's just gonna take you. And you're,
Good morning, Mrs. Duncan. Is Mary Sue ready? Are you ready, Mary Sue?
Mary Sue never did see her mama again. Even though she had to fly away, those Georgia woods stood by her for the rest of her years.